Hey, what's up, guys? How was your classes?
Oh, good so far.
I didn't have any classes.
I had one.
Oh, really? What class did you have?
I had my intermediate accounting class.
I know it's pretty tough.
It is.
Gotcha. All right, so let's just get down to business. So we did complete the 3 to 5 page paper last week, right?
Yes.
We now have our norms established. Now we know exactly what's expected for each of us during class, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, awesome. So what are some things that we're gonna have to accomplish within tonight for next class, and what do we need to accomplish for next week as well?
Okay.
Okay, well it's T3 I think, and so there's 3 parts of T3's assignment.
Mm-hmm.
So the first part is obviously this recording that we're doing, and then the second part is our feedback that we're having on this. So that's all individual. So we're all gonna do like an individual paper, and we're gonna hand it into our team leader, and she's gonna put like a cover page on it and submit that. And the last part is in our handbook, the team assessment survey that we're also all doing individually, and we're also gonna hand that in. So I think that's
And the case study.
right, the case study, but that's like not project related, but yeah. That's T3, and I think we're all on the same page for that.
The next
Okay.
week is part 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next week is part 4. Okay.
Let's see, part 4.
So I think our main objective for today's meeting is like we should talk about what exact questions we're gonna ask the owner of NYCA1, just so we can ask him, and also all be on the same page.
Also, since Hillary is the leader for this week, can you have any ideas?
For questions?
Yeah, for questions that we can ask for the owner of
Yeah, like
NYCA1.
Let's all talk about it, and I have a document. I'll start writing them down.
Awesome.
So
Okay. So I think one of the questions should be about the working conditions and, the working sites that he goes to.
the sites of the place
Mm-hmm.
and how he feels about it, right?
Yes.
Like, should we ask him like how he believes he treats his own employees and like how they
Yeah.
feel amongst each other?
Treatment is part of
Yeah.
it. Conditions and sanitary and all that stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
treatment.
And I think another question we should ask is like where he could see improvement in the business. So like one thing we can think about like innovations for the innovations or improvements for the company is like maybe there's an app where all workers they put in their time slots, and if one person is not able to work that day, one person can pick up the shift rather than going through the foreman and then going through levels of the hierarchy in the business, and it causes like a whole collapse of continuity.
Yeah, that's a good point because I generally have this question like since it is construction and they don't have like punch in punch out, like how do they allocate like who worked how much and stuff like that. So ask him the system about that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would definitely ask him that, and we could definitely ask like how busy the business has gotten ever since it was founded, because New York is always changing in terms of real estate and everything. So, and we can ask him like what kind of construction does he specializes in as well.
Yeah, and how his the innovations have been developed with the histories of the company.
Okay.
And like you said, how they stay busy, like in the winter time, how do they keep up with business and how to define, new jobs to do,
New projects and stuff.
Or-
I also know that they have to develop very like detailed contracts and stuff for their projects. So like who does that and like how they go about like without making mistakes and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So maybe we can find out like a solution for that problem as well. So we would have 2 solutions that we can definitely think about for the next coming weeks.
No, and Hillary brought up a great point. In the wintertime, like if it gets really cold or New York gets a lot of rainfall the whole year, construction usually gets canceled. How do they stay active? How do they stay in work?
Yeah, because I saw on their like Yelp account and stuff, the majority of their work is renovations. But so for example, like an apartment, I know not a lot of people want to renovate their apartment in the winter because they want to stay home, cozy and stuff. So how do they go about finding work in the winter, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Rainfall.
And definitely we need to ask him like how long does the average project take?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it depends on the project, but like specific type of projects, how long do they usually take?
They put on the
Yeah.
Yelp that they do great estimates. They'll
Oh,
do price
yeah.
and maybe they do the time. I know they do price pretty accurately from what I saw.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, maybe if they can do timestamps, they can calculate how many projects to tackle.
Mhm.
If he's willing to expand his company, maybe, I don't know.
Mhm.
So one of the what we were talking about earlier is if customers get upset and how they deal with stuff like that, right?
Mhm.
So do you notice a lot of upset customers?
Yeah.
Mm.
Upset customers.
You're not satisfied with the work or
And like how they deal with stuff like that because it probably brings their company down whenever.
yeah, I'm sure they work to the expectations of the customer, to their vision.
Mhm.
They said that they work to the demand, so I'm sure if they're not satisfied, I'm sure we'll talk to them, but I'm sure they go further to make sure they get things done right.
Mhm.
Okay, so those are a good number of questions to ask so far. Do you guys think of any more?
So
We probably could ask him like what if he works with like any real estate agencies and which one he likes to work with the most.
Yeah. Like in the renovate before, selling the house.
Mhm.
Or like, they probably do that contact with
Real estate agencies.
So back in T2, which is like a guidelines of the project, it did talk about how is the innovation gonna go to like a border globally level. So ask your the owner how is his picture his company gonna be in a couple of years.
Okay, oh that's a good one. How does he picture his company in a couple years and like what steps he
His long-term
How do
vision
you
and
manage?
goals.
I think when it comes to the long-term vision and goals, I think we might have to ask him like how like his expenses and revenues are for the past couple of years in order to achieve that, and the fact that we're looking for ways on how to improve the business, like let's say time slots or whatever, how can that also like improve their revenue and their cost reduction. So I think we also need to ask him for those kinds of things in order to get an idea of like where that vision is going to go and if it's actually plausible.
and like I said, what steps he plans on taking to achieve those, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And if it's possible, he can give us the financial data. If it's not possible, then
yeah.
no.
Yeah, because I know for this
Like a
project,
general
I'm not sure if you have to
view of
ask for like his books in general, but definitely some type of
Yeah.
financial like bookkeeping.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe see some like just the ones that are available to the public, right?
Yeah, probably.
So,
Mm-hmm.
public financial and stuff. We can even like compare it like
Other,
with like other ones that we find
or like
online and
nearby,
stuff.
like local ones.
Yes.
Mhm.
With local businesses. So I spoke to him and he said he's available next week just like to let him know when we can sit him down. We can have like a Skype session or a FaceTime session since I have his number.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll ask him these questions and then we'll kind of do what we're doing now. Someone will write them down. Someone can also record them in case it's like not fast enough or whatever.
Sure.
And and we'll incorporate that into our next couple weeks assignments and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you guys think that we should set up possibly like next week, obviously like a Skype call or something, and then probably maybe within that same week, maybe a couple days after, we get an idea of what it's like in person on the job?
Okay, yeah, we can.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, like if we can after we speak to him and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we can bring that up, I think he would be totally fine with that, and it'll help us with this project.
We were talking about like going
Like
and
meeting up
visiting.
with-
Yeah, like
Yeah.
visiting, getting an idea of what it's like on the day.
Yeah,
throughout the day.
site and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I'm not sure. I didn't go that deep into the next assignments, but if that does end up helping us, like with future assignments, we can always say that we were there. You know what I mean? And we saw, and
like
this is
the
what we
day-to-day.
picked up from
Mhm.
the
Okay.
management.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be one of the assignments later on because I think in the syllabus he did ask for like a signature
Yeah.
that we
Oh,
did,
yes,
that we
definitely.
did like actually went and everything.
Interviewed him and like
Mhm.
saw like first-hand experience and things like that.
So what's a possible date that you guys think that we can do a Skype call with him if we're all available next week or even tomorrow if we could?
Okay, so tomorrow, Thursday. Tomorrow we can't. I don't think so.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
Because we have class tomorrow,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and that's
I
consuming.
have all
And even
Friday.
after you have to
3
after
hours.
management.
Yeah.
Friday and Saturday I can. I have like I have
Friday I'm working.
I'm
all day.
available on Wednesdays. Do you work on Wednesday?
Yeah, but I work at 4. I don't know.
Oh, I
You
don't
guys
know.
available
Yeah,
before
I don't.
4?
Yeah, my schedule is available. You know, after I go to the end of this week too. I don't see that.
So I guess we'll talk about it next week, like Monday,
Mhm.
and then we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, I would say then let's like talk through WhatsApp and
Yeah.
and about our schedules and then
By
that's
Sunday we could
By
decide
Sunday, yeah.
yeah
whether we're gonna do the Skype call or
Because we have a lot next week, right?
yeah we have
Yeah.
what assignments again do we have due next week?
Okay, so T4.
Had a little bit issue with looking forward to this all this.
So there's some stuff that we're gonna do in class,
Mhm.
and then there's things that we have to do on our own.
Okay.
So in class, we're gonna, you know, the feedback that we're all doing.
Mhm.
We're gonna compare those. We're gonna read each other's,
Mhm.
and then we're gonna, in conclusion, come to one. That one person types, and we all like chip in and like give in our It's gonna be 1 to 2 double spaced, and I believe that's in class.
Okay.
So that's that, and then there's the and then next week we go into Inked Flourish things. We're gonna create an account, sign up, and there's a checklist there that we're gonna have to complete.
For the Aim to Flourish. When is that? What week?
That's week
Next
9.
week. Oh, yes.
Week 9.
Okay.
I think for
So
next
that
week
is
is
2 weeks later, yeah.
the next week is providing information that we learned from the interview. Like background information, business unit, department, or work group.
That's for next week?
Yes. Along with the things
So we definitely gotta make that Skype call.
Yeah, that's Skype call, and we have
So
the
we do
questions
it before Thursday.
before Thursday.
Okay. And then I guess maybe the like on-site visit we would probably like maybe do it a week after.
Yeah,
Yeah, like the
probably.
main things we focus on is innovation and inspiration, impact and benefits.
Which we can all ask them. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah, we can also include the fact that since a big part of this project is the fact that our company is one of the UN Sustainable Development Goals, so how he and his workers even feel about that, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
how they feel about being part of one of the goals.
Yeah. They contribute to society.
Yes.
What should they do? They improve the real estate.
Real estate.
They make the value go up. I saw that this guy was selling to a broker, just having a guy rent. So
Okay.
yeah, we definitely put a lot of housing for people that work in the city.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's next week.
And I think it did mention that the owner, he's headquartered in Brooklyn, but he works throughout 5 boroughs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the greater New York area.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, their project. Then they have like different projects too, so it's not like the company, like some of their workers will work on this project and a couple of their workers will work on another. So since he's like the boss, how does he manage that? You know what I mean? Since
Mhm.
he probably has to do like a lot of running around and like like ordering around, how he even does that in
Mhm.
general.
So we make sure to record. If we Skype call, I record the Skype call. Complete to direct quotes that he tells us.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's for the innovative part, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So like I said, one person, okay, so we can all have like our own role. One person can be in charge of writing it. One person can be in charge of conversating with, or 2-3 people can
I
be
was
in
just
charge
gonna say that.
of
Yeah.
conversating with
Someone
him.
write down.
And then, so it's not like all on one person when it comes to conversation.
Mhm.
And then one person can be in charge of like recording it on their device or.
Mhm. I would say we should try getting all of that figured out by Sunday. I don't know. You're the team leader. What do you think?
I think Sunday would be.
Sunday.
Are we all like free some point on Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna probably discuss it on WhatsApp, but I don't think we're gonna meet in person.
Yeah,
so-
but just to like make sure that we all are on the same page. You know,
Mhm.
on Sunday we decide when we're gonna meet up for.
And I'll talk to
catch-all.
him too, and I'll definitely schedule like so once we all schedule a time, I'll make sure like please be available at this time if you can. If he's not, then we're gonna have to like
Reschedule it. Yeah.
reschedule within ourselves. But I think what's more important is that we're all together, and then you know we can.
Yeah, I think so
Just
too.
let them know in advance, you know. in
Or
case
like
he
maybe we
does
can give them
get
options
busy.
too, like we're available
yeah.
at this
And
time,
then he tells you what
which
he
is best for
does.
you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so too.
Sounds good.
And I think the homework again for tomorrow is the 1-page survey in the handbook, right? And then the other one is our own paper for the case study, and that's it.
Case study number 3.
And the paper for this.
That we hand in individually, but the feedback we're technically handing in together, even though we're all doing it on our own. We're just gonna like put it together, right?
And then Hillary's.
Oh, so it's a typed,
Yeah.
so it's a typed feedback that we do individually, then the actual assessment in the textbook, and then the
Yeah,
the
the
case
handbook.
study.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
And
3
then I'll
papers
make
is
sure
more.
he gets the link to this meeting.
Or if not, I'll do this since I have the camera.
Yeah, I think
I'll see if
I
not,
think
I'll
we
send it.
could. I'm not so sure about YouTube and stuff, but I think we can do like I know there's like an option where you can post it and then like make it private and just available to whoever we share it with.
On one YouTube or?
On YouTube, is that true?
Yeah, on
I'm
I'm pretty
YouTube.
sure, yeah.
I think I did that for my mock interview for Business Forum. Like I shared it with the professor, and then it's like a private account, but technically the
Does-
professor can access it. So I think that's
Does
what
it
we
have to
should
be uploaded or just submitted? Like I could just send them the video, or it has to be uploaded somewhere, published.
Doesn't
As
it
long
have,
as he's able to see it.
doesn't it have to be uploaded in order for it to be submitted? I'm not sure.
Let me see.
Let me see.
But if not, I'll do both. I'll just send them the email with it. If it's too large of a file to send an email.
Oh, it says it here. So, each member receives a file of the recorded segment as well as the professor and instructor can access. The team recording must be uploaded prior to week 6 class. Also, it has to be
So it has to be
before
uploaded.
class.
Oh, before that.
Okay, so obviously I'm gonna sit there and upload it, you know. Before class and it says uploaded.
Yes.
I think YouTube is our best option.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
To
That's fine.
activate easily.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll make a new account or something to go along with the theme of this project.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The NYCA1
Mhm.
Rucker students come.
There you go.
Where to upload on Blackboard? Let me see.
Well, that's what we're talking about.
That's-
We're gonna upload it on YouTube.
Probably YouTube.
And then send him the link.
By sending the link,
But
does
I'm
he have
sure
something
you
on
can make
Blackboard, or
it-
do we email it?
That's what I'm talking
That's what you're asking?
about. The link. Where the link comes from.
I don't see submission, but I might be wrong. Assignments?
So does Mohammed run his own page as well? Because it says,
I know he has a website, so
yeah, it says that he's like perfect with responding. He responds within 3
yeah,
hours.
I think he has like a 3-4 hour response pool, and yeah.
That's good.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's just emailing it.
Emailing
There's no
it to
place
the
to
professor?
upload,
Yeah.
I'll email him the link.
Okay. I think that works, right?
I think so too.
Okay.
So who wants to be like in charge of like contacting him? You guys want to get that established first right now?
So I'll arrange a meeting date,
Okay.
whenever that is, according to our availability, and then yeah, someone can speak to him. It's up to you guys. Who's a good fast typer?
To write down the stuff?
Yeah, to write down the
I'd
stuff.
probably do it.
So you wanna type it?
Sure.
Okay.
And then
I can hold the phone recording thing.
recording it, making
Okay.
sure it's like top notch recording,
Okay.
and then
Then I guess the 3 of us would just be
Questions.
asking the questions.
we'll like
okay.
piggyback off of each other, asking
Yeah.
questions.
Okay.
We'll make it FaceTime so it's more like interactive, you know.
Right, you see the
Yeah.
faces.
And then like he doesn't think like we're like attacking him with
Yeah,
questions.
yeah,
It was like
yeah.
smiles there, exchanges, and stuff like that.
Does FaceTime do multiple calls now? 'Cause I'm not.
Mhm.
Oh, they
Yeah.
updated it now.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So if you
cool.
guys want, we can do that as well.
Or Uwu, Skype, all of that.
Yeah.
Uvu is still around.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know
crazy.
what it is. I don't know.
I don't
Is
know.
it?
I only used it like for 1 year in middle school, then never heard about it.
But Uwu could be with like 10 people.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
So,
yeah.
you know, it
I
could be
forgot
good
what
for
it
this.
is.
I think you gave my
I
like
think
computer.
FaceTime has a lot
FaceTime
of
has
people
a-
too.
but
Options for a lot of
I
people.
tried it before and it's like, it zooms in and out of faces, so that can be quite distracting, so I don't know.
Mhm.
We'll try it out, we'll see which
So-
works best for us.
We could try like between us
Yeah.
first to see
Oh,
how it
yeah,
looks
yeah, we'll try that.
Sure.
before we add it.
One of my concerns is the feedback that we have to write today. It's just about how like this meeting went,
Yeah.
what we addressed.
How we think we communicated with each other,
Mhm.
Reaction.
Other
what is
questions?
our positive and negative like reaction.
Is there questions online to this or?
In the team project document that he gives us like a general understanding of what we should think about when we write it.
Point A, B, C. It's like a.
Right, because like 2 to 3 key observations.
He
that
said
are
it could be
negative
bullet points.
that could be reduced. Like
Uh-huh.
things that we could improve on when, you know, in our team meeting.
It's just one page. It could be bullet point. It could be.
Or typed out right now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's in the part 2, right?
It's part 2. Individually prepared feedback.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess like. Oh, okay. I see. Okay, so yeah, this is the. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, now I get it. All right. All right. Anything else you guys want to discuss?
Any last concerns? Anyone?
I think we're all pretty much on the same page with like, okay, one more time, like we're gonna just so we're all there. I'll speak to him, right? I'll let him know about our availability. We'll speak to each other by Sunday,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And we'll all come to an agreed term when we can all get together and do like a FaceTime interview session with him, and then ask him those questions, and yeah, continue from there, right?
All right.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Just don't forget your assignments tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get to that.
We'll
Keep our
all
minds
meet up.
together tonight.
Do you have your stapler?
Oh no.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, for tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, go bring it.
We'll all meet up and we'll
Okay.
staple it right together
That's
for
time.
class.
Alright.
Okay, guys.
Hold on.